Right, hon.
Hey everybody, Wayne Bogan here. Today I want to cover one of two videos about de-winterizing the trailer. I've just pulled the trailer out of storage. I winterized it with antifreeze in the plumbing. So the first video is going to be about taking and flushing out the antifreeze out of the plumbing system. The second video will be working on the freshwater tank and getting that set up so that we can clean it and get it ready for use. So I've gone ahead and hooked up the city water down so that we can connect and have a good flow of water coming through. We'll use this to flush the water through on that side. And when we get to video 2, we'll cover sanitizing and flushing the water pump and getting through on that end. So we're gonna go inside and then I'll show you how to flush out the system. Okay, so the first step we're gonna come in is the lines have already been turned so that the water is not going into the hot water heater, and the antifreeze didn't go into the hot water heater. So our first step is we're going to come over, we're going to go to the sink, then to the toilet and the shower, and then to the outside shower. We're going to flush all of the antifreeze out of the system. Then we'll come back and we'll change the valves and we'll make sure that water flows through the hot water system to make sure that nothing got in there by accident. Okay, step 1, I'll come in, and since I have the city water hooked up, I'll have a good fresh flow, and we're going to rinse the antifreeze out from the cold, then the hot. I'll go back between the cold and hot and make sure it's good. Go to the toilet, go to the shower, and then we'll walk outside and flush out the outside shower. So if you look at the water on cold, you can see that it's still pink. I'll let it run until it starts getting clear. So now it's starting to be clear. Flip it over to hot. Turn pink again, so we're flushing out the water that was in the hot water lines. We'll let that go through. That's now clear. I just like to switch back to cold just to make sure that it's still clear. Back to hot. Okay, so now we'll turn this off and we'll go to the toilet. So the toilet, I'll depress the lever and you'll be able to see the antifreeze coming through until it goes clear. All right, so it's now clear, so I'm gonna stop. Then I'm gonna take the shower head. I'll start with the cold. To make it easy, I flush the toilet so that I can tell if it's still clear, if there's antifreeze. So that's good. Go to hot. So you can see the antifreeze coming through pink. Looks clear. Flush the toilet. So that looks clear. And the same as the sink, I'll go back to cold. Hot. Okay. Empty the toilet. So now we'll go outside. All right, so the last step is I want to get any of the antifreeze out of the outdoor shower. So I'll come and I use a bucket for the shower head. Let it run until it goes clear. Okay. Turn off the cold, go to hot. Okay, so that one's done. So we'll go back inside, and when I get a chance, I'll take and I'll dump this extra water down in the toilet and let it go on the black tank. And then when I go camping here shortly, then we'll take it and we'll dump there to get rid of all the extra antifreeze. But for now, it's good to let it sit there. All right, so now we're going to come in and we're going to take a look at the mixing valve. So if you look down here on the side, you can see the water heater, and you notice that the valve is turned away from the pipe for the hot and away from the pipe for the cold, but turn straight for the mixing valve. So the hot and cold water are mixing at this point. So now that we've already flushed the lines, we want to go through and get fresh water going through the water heater. So I'm gonna close the mixing valve so it's going opposite of the line, open up the hot, open up the cold. And so now, to make sure that all is going well, I'm going to turn on the hot water heater. And I actually don't have the propane on, I just turned it on so that it'll go through and then the water will flush through. We're going to come to the sink and we're just going to run hot water and cold water through the sink to make sure there's not any last little bit of antifreeze. And if there is, get it to go through the hot water heater and make sure that everything is cleaned out at that point. So go to the sink. I'm going to turn on the hot water. Water still looks clear. I can hear the hot water heater coming on. Again, I don't have the propane on to heat the water, but it's going through and trying to fire and to heat. But I just wanted to make sure that I'm flushing all the water through. So I'll go back to cold. Water's still clear. Go back to hot. And the water's still clear. So at this point, you've flushed out the antifreeze from inside of, or the antifreeze from inside of your water pipes. Then we went and make sure we had all the antifreeze out, ran clear water through the hot water heater to make sure that we didn't have any antifreeze in there, just to be safe. And now you're ready to use your system. The next video that I record will be sanitizing the freshwater tank. So we'll do that separately and make sure that we've got fresh water that's been cleaned, and we'll run that through the water pump as well, and that'll get any last residual antifreeze out of the water pump. Hope this is helpful, and if you have any questions, drop a question for me in the comments, and I'll be glad to get back with you and see if I can help you out. Have a great day.